What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 2 of the boat resurrection. As y'all saw in the last video, we got the boat running. Yes, the chickens are loud. We got the boat running. We know the engine runs. We got all that squared away. So now it's time to do some cosmetic things, more of just maintenance, that kind of stuff. I've done a little bit already off camera and had a little bit of a debacle that I wanted to show you guys. I ended up not turning the camera on because I was in full panic mode. So after we got this boat running, I was like, well, I need to change the bunks out, which I'll show you all the bunks I made in a minute. I was like, I'm going to go take it to the nearest boat ramp, put it in the water, because the motor and all was running good, and I can, back it off and change the bunks out and back it back on. Well, the nearest boat ramp is actually a river. It's the Leaf River. And I don't know. I thought it would be fine. Backed it down in the water, kept it on the trailer, had a rope tied to it, all that stuff. And the motor was running great on the trailer. I was like, well, heck, let's send it. So I started backing it off, and as soon as I did, it died. And then it started floating down the river. I ended up hitting a rock dike. The boat's okay, though. It just scratched the bottom. I'll show you in a minute. But it was just a huge ordeal. It was terrible. It was terrible. But anyways, luckily I was smart enough to tie a rope to it. I threw a rope to somebody. They pulled me back, and it was a nightmare. And I forgot to turn the camera on during all of it because I was in like full panic mode because I didn't want to sink. But anywho's, since then, done a few small things to the boat. I'll show you real quick, and then we've got some other things that I'm going to update, which we're going to do right now. I'm going to show y'all. The girls are following me around. They won't go away. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Go, go. So, anyways, you may hear them in the background. But, made new bunks. I just took a 2x6, got some carpet that's made for this, or says it was anyways, made some new bunks. The ones for the bottom of the boat are right here. Just hadn't gotten the boat off of the trailer yet to where I can do it. But got those right there all done. They turned out pretty nice. They're like a grayish blue color. Pretty cool. And so when I ended up hitting that rock dike, got some damage right there. See, it scratched it up. A little bit of chipping right there. I'm gonna try to get all that fixed. But not bad. It sounded a lot worse than it actually was. So got a few spots to fix. You can see there's also a scratch right here. So no real damage. I mean, I wasn't going that fast. I was just kind of floating, but you can see where it just scratched and hit in a few places. We'll have to see if we can touch it up, which I was planning on fixing some of these old spots anyway. So now I just got a couple more places to fix. So a couple things that I have done since the first video I showed you guys is I did go ahead and seal all this wood. So that's why it looks a little bit different. I kind of, I didn't go crazy with it. I just sanded it down. You can still see some of the old varnish on there. I really don't care. I think it kind of gives it character, nostalgia. But I just sanded it down, got the wood smooth again, and then just resealed it. The color, it was just clear. So you can see that's how it turned out. I think it looks pretty good. So this color is just whatever color the wood was. It's just how it turned out. So I think it looks pretty good. And it protects it, keeps the wood protected. So that's really all I've done to the boat so far. Tried to test it out, epic fail. I made some bunks, which I haven't put on yet. And then I just kind of took the wood, scuffed it up a little bit, resealed it, put it back on. That's it. I hadn't done anything else. So some of the things that we're going to do in this video is drawing a blank all of a sudden. the temperature gauge doesn't work. And I bought a new little thermostat sensor we're gonna put on the motor, see if that'll get the temperature gauge working or not. It's not getting sufficient water to the motor, and I thought it was the water pump or something like that, but I ended up taking some of the hoses off, and it's not even getting water to the motor. So there's a little rubber impeller in that lower unit. It's probably bad, so I bought a impeller we're gonna put in there. Also bought some gear oil. We'll probably change it out while we're at it. And then we're gonna put the radio in this thing, and that's about it. And we're gonna try to get this thing on the water this weekend. That's the goal. The goal is this weekend I want to be cruising somewhere. So we're gonna make these changes, test it out again, hopefully get these new bunks on the trailer, and then I'm just gonna enjoy it from that point. So, and we're gonna fix those few little spots I showed you. I think I'm gonna go to the hardware store, see if they got like some fiberglass filler or something. We'll test it out. Once we know it's good, I ain't gonna worry about painting it right now. Once we know everything's good, then we'll doll it up later. So let's get started. Okay, I've got all the bolts removed except for these two right here. There's one on right here, and then there's one on this other side. Before I remove those and actually drop this lower unit, I'm gonna put the boat in gear, and then we're gonna lock this propeller in place with like a bungee strap or something, so that way it doesn't move, and the splines and all line up, and it'll stay, you know, all that'll stay lined up. Also, I bought some more gear oil. I think I'm gonna go ahead and drain this gear oil. It's probably gonna lose it anyways. And then we'll drop this lower unit, finish changing that impeller. All right, let's see if we can get this propeller strap somehow. Something like that. Like that, hold it in place. Now, get the oil out. In there. Shoot. Doesn't look too good. Let that drain for a minute. All right, the oil's done draining finally. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in here just so I don't lose it. Once we put it all back together, we'll put oil back in it. Put the vent one back in. I'm not trying to get it real tight right now. I'm just trying to get it where it won't fall out. I won't lose it. Okay. Now, let's go put this thing in gear. All right, it's in gear now. Now we're gonna take these last two bolts off right here, and it should come off in theory. Got that one loose. Alright, now let's move his bucket. There we go. Had to slide it down a little bit. Is that bolt? Now, get the one for this side. Alright, now, in a perfect world, this bad girl should come off. Whew, there we go. It is out. Got a little water in her. Okay. Let's get this thing set up to where we can work on it. Got us a little makeshift setup here so we can change this and not be on the ground. I took a shovel and a rake and I just got it where it's clamped up under here so this can sit here and we can work on it. So kind of the issue we have here is we think this thing's done gone bad, and by the looks of how dry rotted this is, I think that is the case. So let's get this popped off, see what we're working with. Shoot, that one wasn't even tight.
Get that washer off. She's stuck. There we go. This one's a 1/2 inch. Alright, and that last one's going to be either a 3/8 or a 1/4. There's a 1/4. Got one. Some words. What? I just end up going on metric. That'll work. That'll get it off. Alright. Get that bolt out. Put this up. Now, let's see if we can get this cover off. It won't come off. See if I can get a screwdriver, try to pop that off. Woo. I don't know if y'all can see that seal right there, but she is dry rotted. Shoo! Come on, baby. I don't want to damage you in case I need you again. But I need you off. There we go. I'll lay you over here. I would say, y'all, that impeller is no good. Dang. She is 8 up. Shoo. Let me see if I can get it off. Whoop, y'all take account which way this thing's turned. Okay. So it went like this with it spinning. What is that? Counterclockwise or clockwise? There wasn't nothing left of that thing. That's why I was having such a hard time pumping water. Whew. Okay. Here's the gasket. I think there's another one. Why is it not coming off? Oh, the key. Dang. That key isn't damaged. We'll hold on to that in case we got to reuse it. Here's the last gasket. Oh, it's broke. Might as well just peel it off. Okay. The thing has done some chewing. All right, let's see what we got going on to get this thing back up and going. I'm a little worried about that. Let me bring y'all in and show you what I'm talking about. So if you look down right there, you can see it's like, I don't know, I melted the plastic or something. It's got a lip all in there. Hopefully that's not a problem. And you can see this impeller was just 8 up. So that is the problem. So let's get her fixed and keep going. so it does work. Alright, guys. Just clean this up the best I can. It does not look good at all. I'm really worried that this thing is gonna be leaking water pretty bad. It's all melted and chewed up. I was kind of scraping at it, trying to clean it up, and I'm scared that if I mess with it too much more, it's just gonna leak so bad it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna leave it alone and just leave it at that. Hopefully the gaskets that go on here do a good enough job of sealing it that it won't be a problem. So let's put it back together and go from there. So let's make sure this fits. It does. So this thing is supposed to go, we said, turning clockwise. So this will go in there like that. So this will need to go spinning that way. Why am I struggling so much with this? Alright, so this will go spinning that way, so the fins will need to be bent that way. So it's a lot easier said than done. Wait. It's gonna spin that way. So if it's gonna spin that way, so that means all of the fins will be bent that way. I think that's right. Is that right? Okay. I think that's in there. Is that right? I think so. All right, I think I got it in there, right? So what's in here Maybe spinning clockwise. Right? Yeah. That's right. I'll go back and look at the footage and see how it was. Alright. Just verified. I do have it in there right. Now I do need to try to turn this thing so I get the key in the right spot. Don't know how difficult that's going to be. Pretty difficult. Let me see if I can turn it with something. Try to look at the orientation that key is. See if we can get her lined up. Or get it pretty close. I think that's going to be pretty close right there. Okay. Now let's do our seals. This goes, I believe, like so. I believe that is how this is oriented. Yep. So we'll put that in there. Like that. Just kind of using this pliers to push it in there in the place, not gripping it or anything of that nature. Okay, got that down in there. There we go. Now, we got some seals we need to replace. I really don't know what all these seals are, to be honest with you. I don't know why it came with so many different ones. Alright, here's the gaskets. Dang, why are there so many gaskets? I guess for different models? Or just extras? Are they different or are they the same? Oh, they're different. Must be for different models. So let's see what we got here. So this looks like the gasket we have here. So this must be the very bottom one. Does it go like that? Or like that? I'm gonna say it goes like that. So put that one there. And then we're going to run this brand new shiny metal one. Just like that. Now we run, I believe, what appears to be this gasket here on top of it. And just like that. Oop. Backwards. I guess it goes like that. So there's that. Let's get the key. There's the key. Got it in. Okay. Now wait. Is there a gasket that goes in there? This goes on the top. But is there one in there? There may not be. There may not supposed to be. Here's the shaft gasket. Okay. So let's get this back oriented. So we got to turn that thing some more. Wrong way. There we go. Ain't in there. Oh. Okay. There we go. Aha! That looks like that is on there. Yeah. Shoo! She's tight. But she's in there. Now, do one of these seals. Come on, baby. It's tight. I guess it's supposed to be. Okay, that's on there. Now, put that new seal there on it. Shoo-wee! We'll call that good. Let's bolt her back down and we'll put her back in. I don't think there's anything else going on. I tell you what, let's clean this up real quick. I don't know what this shaft is, but it is dirty. Let's just clean it off. I'm not gonna turn it or mess with it, but she's pretty nasty. Can't hurt to clean it. There we go. She's clean-ish. All right, let's put these bolts back in. All right, start with this one. Okay. Put these back on. Just a half inch. Just a half inch. All right. I'm not trying to get it super tight, but trying to get it where it won't just come off either. Where's my baby ratchet? Make sure she's tight. That's tight. Tight. I don't know, these things run super tight when I got them. I don't want to break this plastic. So I'm going to say that's tight. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on this, and then we're going to put this back in and call this a day. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll put a little something on it. A little something on it. Not trying to get it real greasy, but something's better than nothing. All right, let's put it back in. Make sure there's no bolts laying in there. Yeah, I think we're good. See if she'll go back in there. Shoo! Starting to rain on me. Dang it. Alright, I'm gonna have to call it quits for a second. It's starting to rain. Alright folks, it's been a couple of hours. It started raining on me, so I stopped, but I came back out here when it was just sprinkling and got the foot put on. That was an absolute just bear of a job to do. I don't know what happened. I guess it got off just a little bit. Didn't want to go back on, but got it back on. I've already put it in forward gear, checked it. It went into forward, neutral, reverse. So I think everything's good. Got it all put back together. So I went ahead and took the battery out of my truck again, put it in the boat, got the foot lowered. So now let's put the oil in the foot, and then we're gonna crank it up and make sure everything is right. Let's make sure this one down here is tight. and snug. Now we're going to put oil in it. Now, they make some fancy tools to put this oil in here. I ain't got one. So, here's what I rigged up. I got a funnel. I found this little doohickey here, taped it on there. Found a piece of hose that fits in a hole, taped it on there. And then we just gonna run this hose in there. And we just gonna let that oil drain in there. Hopefully it don't take forever. So, that's what we're gonna do. If I can get that to sit right there, get that to go in there, like there, we're gonna fill this up. Now, everything I read on the interwebs says you just fill it up till it comes out the top. So that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully this doesn't take forever, because this 90 weight is probably thick. It's going. Get it in there. Okay. It's going. This might take a while though. Well, folks, this is gonna be a while, so I'm gonna keep doing this, and then I'll bring y'all back in a minute. Something tells me I'm gonna be here for a while. Alright guys, got all the oil in there. Got the plug back in the bottom end. Nothing's leaking. So we're all good there. That stuff took forever to fill in there. It's like 90 weight gear oil. Set up my little contraption, let it sit there and drip forever. While I was letting it do its thing, I was on the Googler trying to figure out if I was doing it right. Come to find out, I think you're supposed to fill it from the bottom up. I know all of y'all are watching this. They're gonna let me know, Derek, you're doing it wrong. My God, what are you doing? Hey, look. It'll work. I took the screw out the bottom, oil came out the bottom. I took the screw out the top, oil came out the top. So I know it's got oil in it. We're gonna call it a day. It's 36 years old. As long as she's got oil in her, she'll be all right. So, impeller's changed, filled back up with oil. I've got a temperature sensor I want to put in there real quick, and then we're gonna fire it up. And then hopefully that's gonna have the water issues fixed. And then I'm probably gonna call it right there for today. And then tomorrow we'll put the radio in. I gotta go by the store, get some JB Weld that crack on the manifold.
I've got to get some more stainless steel hardware to put the little wood deck pieces that go across the, the back of it. But we'll do all that tomorrow. So, thermostat sensor, fire it up. Let's do it. All right, let's see if we can wrestle this thermostat switch. Let's see here. May have to get a socket. Might be the best thing to do here. So, I can do that though. Let's see if I can get the wires off. Get them loose. There we go. If I can get that little nut off. Come on, baby. There you go. Let's get it loose. Nope, all the way. Man, everything on this boat's tight fitting. Okay. There we go. Can't believe I did that. Didn't lose it. Okay. There's the two wires. Get those two off. I bet, if I had to bet, that is going to be a 5/8 because everything on this is 5/8. And it is not. I bet it's 3/4 then. Let me go get a 3/4 socket. I'll be right back. Alright, it's a 3/4. Let's see here. Ooh. She's gonna be tight. Shoo! She's in there. I don't want to break it. Sometimes you gotta work it. Let me work it. She ain't coming out. And I don't want to break it. Whew. I've got a cheater pipe, but do I want to go that far with it? I kind of do and I kind of don't, but I'm scared that's going to break. If this breaks, I am going to be in a pickle. Oh, it moved. Here we go. I was about to give up. Shoo! Doggy. You can tell that's the OG one. I get my mittens in there and get it out. Here.
It was just a little seized up. Okay. She don't look too good. Pretty corroded. Maybe this one will fix the problem. I don't know. Hopefully it will. I bought one Quicksilver. Don't know anything about it. I'm not a brand specific person. It's just what was recommended on the Amazon. So let's see if we can get it back in there. Ooh, that is a different size. What size is that? I don't know. We'll get it started with this 3/4. That ought to be enough to at least spin it around. Oh no! I just dropped it. Oh, we're good. Recovered. Okay. All right. All right. So I get you started in there, little buddy. I don't want to force you. Just get in your hole. You know, however you like. Ooh, there you go, buddy. You like that, don't you? Okay. I got it started. Now, let's figure out what size that is. It ain't a 3/4, but it's probably like a whatever is under a 3/4. All right, let me go get the right socket. All right. She's 11/16. Be in there good and tight, not leak. Okay, she's in there. Now, let's make sure these are back tight. So we was hunching on it. That, what size is that? Must be like a 9/16. Let me go get one. Or okay. Probably need to go get the right one for it. Okay, so I'll tighten back up. I think she's in there. Now, let's see if we can these bad girls back on there. We had some kind of plastic washer. I don't know what that's for. Maybe that goes there first. And then we got that and that. Get you back on there. My mittens are too big. There we go. Always try to get these started with your hand first, so you don't strip them out or anything like that. Okay, on there. See if I can turn it with my pliers. Tight spot. Such a tight location. It's hard to get your hands in there. There we go. Making progress now. Okay. Don't know if this is gonna fix the temperature, but it was like, gotta start somewhere. This is where I decided to start. Okay. Alright. Temperature gauge is on. Let's hook back up. Hopefully it don't leak. The only thing left to do is try to fire it up. So let me go hook the water up and we'll try to fire it up. Alright folks. That's in. It's on. Water's on. We'll see if she fires up. see if I can fix that water leak. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. We're definitely getting water now. Okay. She is leaking. It's pretty tight. I don't want to get it too tight. Strip it. Let's try it again. Still leaking pretty bad. I'm gonna have to probably get some more silicone. Whoever had this thing had a bunch of silicone in there already. I may have to just go get some more and really seal it good. So, but she cranks. She's sucking water. Idle her down a little bit. Whoop. She's kind of rough until she warms up, but I think we're pumping. A lot better shape. I'm gonna let her run for a minute and see if the temperature gauge works or not when I change that thermostat out. So hopefully she'll, you know, if that worked, then we'll start seeing the temperature go up in a minute. So I'm gonna let it run a little bit, and hopefully that smoke will clear out. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, could be bad gas, could be something going on. It sat for a while, it ain't ran very much, so maybe that'll get better in a minute, but I'm gonna let her run and we're gonna see what happens. All right, y'all, I don't know if you can hear me or not over the motor, but I think it may be working. It has moved a little bit. You gotta remember, I took the thermostat out of this thing, so it's just got fresh cold water running through it all the time. And the temperature gauge used to sit about right there, and now it's moved to there, so it's, I don't know, maybe it's doing something, I'm not real sure,
But we got good oil pressure. We're trimmed all the way, baby. No, I don't know that works. RPM gauge, running about 2,500 RPM. Fuel gauge don't work. I think we're charging. So, I don't know. Hopefully that's gonna start moving, but we'll see. All right, so I let it run for probably 20 minutes and it never really got hot. I mean, it's pumping so much fresh water through there that it really never even got hot. I mean, I could put my hands on the manifolds and it didn't even burn me really. So it's running pretty efficient, I'd say. I did see the gauge move a little bit, so I don't know. Maybe it's working, maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll just have to see there. But got to fix the water leak, so we'll get some silicone, fix that when I go to the hardware store to get the bolts for the stainless steel, you know, for the platform, stainless steel bolts. But I'm gonna call it right here tonight. I'll see y'all in the morning. It is day 2. Went ahead and went to the store, got some silicone, try to seal up that water leak. Also got the bolts to put the wood on the back of the boat. And what else did I buy? I bought some speaker wire to do the speakers, so we're gonna try to get all that going. First thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and get the silicone on the you know, the water housing where the thermostat goes. Get that all sealed up, get that going, and then we'll start working on the wood. Let's see if we can get this off. Sure it was spraying, leaking good. Okay. See if we can get that cleaned up. It's got a lot of old silicone stuff on it. That was probably half the problem. So we'll try to get all that cleaned up. Y'all okay? Y'all okay? I lost you. It says you got hot. Got too hot. I had to go get y'all some water. Whew, that was a close one. All right, I went and got the top and put on. It's not totally clean yet. It's still got cat hair on it, but I put it on. Keep you guys shaded so you don't get hot. Like the late, well, not late, he's still alive. Like the great Nelly said, it's getting hot in here. So got you some shade now. So let's keep moving forward with the motor. Got the silicone on there. Don't know how far you saw. Got the thermostat housing siliconed, I think okay. Now I got some JB Weld. I'm gonna see if I can fix that crack on the manifold so it'll quit leaking. And then I'm gonna use the rest of the JB Weld to fix some spots on the hull. So let's do that. There is a crack on this manifold somewheres. Let's get this out of the way. And I don't really know how to go about fixing it. You know, you could take this off, weld it, put it back on. I'm not gonna do that. So I bought this JB Weld water weld. Sets quick, cure time an hour. We're gonna call that good. So hopefully that works. I got this brush here to try to clean it the best I can. There's the crack. Just gonna give her a scrub-a-dub-dub. Scratch, scratch, scratch. And it says degrease it, but we're gonna grease it with this rag. And hopefully that works. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Sorry. Let's see if that's gonna work. I don't really know much about what I'm doing here. All right, so let's see what this says. I'm trying to get this thing on the water for the cheapest amount of money possible. All right. Oh, I gotta read the directions. Can I read? Cut, remove required amount. Wear gloves. I don't have any. Knead. I think that means mix. A press putty firmly on surface. Got it. Okay. Let's see here. Whew, she's soft. Like my belly. Okay, it's 2 parts in there. Okay. I'll stick that right there. So, I don't know how much is needed, to be honest. So, we're just going to break off about that much. See what happens. Knead. I'm gonna take this and kind of just see if I can force it in that crack. Don't know doing anything, but I figured something is better than nothing. I don't know if that's doing anything or not. Crackling. I'm trying to push on it and shove it in the hole. Get in your hole. And at the same time, kind of cover it
covered. I guess I am. I see any more crackage. I think that's the whole thing. I knew it was leaking water around that spot, so we'll make sure we pack it on thick right there. Okay. Crack is at least covered. I don't know if that's gonna work, but it's at least covered up now. Let me show y'all what it looks like. So, there was a crack all on that bottom. Remember it spewed water down there? Puttied her up. It's either gonna work or it's gonna be a fashion statement. I don't know, we'll see. I still got some more, we'll fill those cracks. All right, we'll take this stuff here. We're gonna try to fill in these spots I showed y'all earlier. So that way we can get them filled. The stuff says it's made to work on fiberglass, so we're gonna try it out. I don't know how much to use. We're gonna use that much. See how that works. Got my boat cat Chico out here. He's terrorizing my ankles. Get this all kneaded up. All right, went around and I put that JB Weld putty all over. You know, I showed y'all where it was cracked up. This stuff says it's supposed to work on fiberglass, so we're gonna try it out and see. But these were some cracks that were already there. Put it there, and there was a spot somewhere, yep, right there, and these couple spots that were here. So I'm gonna let those dry. Once they get good and dry, I may try to sand it a little bit, smooth it out. I don't know if you can sand this stuff or not. I feel like you should be able to, so I don't know. We'll let that dry. It says it takes, what'd it say? An hour, 2 hours, something like that. I don't know, it started getting hard in my hand, but
we'll let it fully cure, and then we'll see if we can sand it down. Just try to get it smooth. I ain't trying to get it perfect. It's mainly just to fix the cracks, which I think it's doing. But all right, so let's tighten down where I put the thermostat housing gasket stuff on, and then let's work on the wood, get that all back on. So here is the wood that goes on the back. I think it turned out pretty nice. The wood was still in pretty good shape for its age. It does probably need one more coat of sealant on it, which I'll do that once I have it on. But I just want to get it put on here right now. So let's get it put on. It does have these little brackets that we need to put on. They're gonna go like this. This one goes on this side, I believe. It's for the middle piece to rest on. So, let's see. This will go, I believe, something like that. Yeah. That. So, I bought some new hardware because the old hardware was in pretty rough shape. Whoever put this on last stripped it out pretty bad. So I decided to go ahead and buy some new hardware. Okay. So first thing we'll do is we'll get these screws put in. So got some new screws. Stainless steel, of course, so they don't rust or have any issues. So, let's get that stuck on. One back here. There. That's how it went. Then flip it over. And there's like a hex bolt that goes there. There's my hex bolts. Be off. There it goes, I believe, right there. Was it a big one or a little one? I think it was the smaller ones, maybe. So, let's see if I can shove that in. Get my hammer. Let's see. Going through. Almost. There we
go. I need to go get my ratchet. Let me go get my ratchet real quick so I can put the bolt through the bottom. Alright, got my ratchet now. Flip it back over. Oop. Let's get a washer. Okay, now got that on, looking good. So now what we gotta do is we gotta go in from up under and screw it in. I need a couple of these screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think that's 6. I think one of them may not go in if I remember. All right, let's put them nose in. Oh, gotta get on the ground. Gotta get on the ground. Oop. This is gonna be fun. Right. Let's see if I can get that out of the way. So, there's one. Let's see if I can get it started. Oh, 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 we're losing it. We're losing it. Note to self, don't let go. Let's see if that's good enough. Get it going. Okay. I don't think it'll fall now. Alright. Now, let's get this one in over here. If we can. On the other side. At least it won't fall now. I'll have to move that out of the way. Now, not good. It's not gonna fall. But I need it out of the way. Okay. Now, let's put some more in it. Let's put in here. Okay, now put these back up and they'll be able to sit like that. Let's tighten them back down. That'll go just like that. Okay. This way. Sweet. Alright, so the bolts on the bottom are in. Come back to the top. And get that. Let me get a hammer. That's the hammer I was looking for. Alright. See if we can knock these through. Ha-ha! Still lines up. Oop. What's that one? Okay. Now, get our washer. God, these had big washers on them, I believe. These little washers. Can't remember. And little washers. Okay. Where all my washers go? Let me go find my washers. Okay, couldn't find any washers except for one or two. For some reason, I have like 1,000 lock washers, but no regular washers. And these nuts are lock nuts, so I don't really need a lock washer. But that's okay. We're gonna send it anyways. That one tightened on. Okay. That one's in there. Platform is secure-ish. These bolts need to be tightened up a little bit. Got a little loose on me. Big time. Oh, she's secure now. Sweet. All right, let's do that one. But now that we have a platform to work with over here, we're gonna use this. Put all our screws in and whatnot. So we gotta put this piece on. How did it go? How did it go? I think it went. I think like that. And as hell it went. Definitely got them backwards, but that's okay. I think that's how it went. Yep. That's how it went. Okay. So let's put the screws in. What this does is it gives that middle platform something to rest on. Okay, so get our skinny bolt. Flip it over. Let's see. Trying to make it with letters. Face one way, it'd be kind of cool. Yay. Oh, I got that big washer. Is it even gonna do anything? I'm not gonna put a washer on that one. It's not gonna matter anyways. This is tight. Okay, now put her over here. See if I can get one or two screws started. And then I'm gonna do the rest. Oh, let's see here. Gonna get muddy. Gonna get muddy and oily. Doesn't matter. You're having fun. Head and hold it. Ooh. And that's why I bought some extra screws just in case. Do not like that. Chicken. Sugar. Sugar. Eat it, brother. Don't make me make you an 8-piece. But I'll do it. I'll do it. That worked out. Okay. Need one extra screw since I stripped that one. It's alright, I got extras. Okay. Back. Where you belong. Okay. Ugh. 2 more of these. Hammer. Okay. Sweet. 2 screws. Oh, 1 bolt left. No bueno. Where's the other bolt? No. Found another bolt. Put that on there. Come to find out, there's quite a few of these in the glove box. Hey. Pretty nice. Alright, let's see what it takes to put this center one on. How does it go? Go like that? I think we gotta lower the unit, which is not good because I ain't got the battery in it. But does it go like that? Yeah, it's got to, because that's the face. Okay. So that means that these here need to go there, like so. Let me take some of these out too. I got some better screws now. Like remove some of these old ones. Got some extra screws. I bought extras just in case. I don't know. Will those screws work? Yeah, they'll work. That one's not even in there hardly. Go ahead and put a bigger one in there. It's still working. Take this one out. These bigger screws just kind of help hold that down better. I don't think it's going to be a problem. So Let's see. Okay. Sweet. Now, this will go like so. Line them holes up. Let's stick some screws in her and see if she folds over. Gonna be a good boat, maybe. No. Okay. Now, go down here and stick one in. Gonna be a good boat. In the middle. Okay. Strip that one out, maybe. Just don't look at it. Just don't look at it. Stop looking at it. It'll be all right. One more. Then them two are gonna hit. I'll just leave it like that. We'll see if it works. Dun, dun. Shee. Is it hitting? It's just hitting that. That's okay. I think it'll probably lay all the way down once that this lower unit's lowered. We'll try it out later. It's hitting. It's rubbing right there. It's alright. We'll play with it later. But she's on there. Let's put the ladder on and all the wood will be done. Alright, we got the ladder here. Let's take these old bolts out. I need the hardware. And I got new bolts in there. So the ladder goes like so. Yeah. What's that for? I can't remember. Alright. Ladder goes like that. We get them ladder bolts. I'm really hoping these twos will work. I don't know if they're long enough there. Let's see. Don't think they're gonna be long enough. Dang it. Oh, they're not. I thought it was a possibility they wouldn't be, so I'll take them back to the hardware store, but I wanted to try. I really needed like a 2.5. Didn't have a 2.5. Well, they had 2 and 3 in stainless steel. So you gotta get what you can get. So I'll take them back. threes. I bought threes just in case. So there's the threes. Get your hole, buddy. There you go. You get your hole. Okay. You. Go. Still some residue down in there. That's all right. So now, only problem is now these bolts are really long on the bottom, but it'll be all right, I guess. I really wish in 2.5s we had them. Look a lot better. But you gotta do what you got to do. Okay. Get these all started. Okay. Got them all started now. Change the sockets. So 3/8 on these. So put that on there. Don't do right. Just strip. Ooh, not good. Why are you doing that? Let me take it off. There's something wrong with that screw. Well, I got extra screws. I'm not worried about that, but now I'm worried about getting it off. What is going on? What? Does not want to come off. For some reason, it's the same bolt. It's the same hardware. What is going on? had to bend the bolt so I could try to get it out. Is it screwing or loosening? Oh, I'm trying to get it off. Come on out. I don't want it in. What's going on with that bolt? All the rest of them went just fine. Must have been something wrong with it. I've got some extras, so it's okay. Is there something wrong with the threads in there? Yep. Threads are messed up in that one. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Let me see if I can go find another nut. Okay, didn't find an exact match, but I found a regular washer and a regular nut and a lock washer, and I'm gonna try that. It's gonna be on the underside, so you won't see it anyways. So, lock her down. Look, wrong way. So that works. Yeah. These side tightened. Okay. It's on. Whoop. I'll fold like that. Let's put the bottom foot piece on. See if I can get that off. Got it. Nope, that may not come out. There we go. Probably just gonna reuse this hardware. Okay. It's like a little foot piece that goes on there. Put it back on. Come on. Get in the hole. There we go. There we go. Alright. Just for the sake of trying, let me go see if I have another one like this. Sometimes I might. So I didn't find another one of them, but I did find a nut just in general that was in better shape. So we'll put it on. It'll at least look better. Well, I say I did. It's just got some wood in the grooves. Okay.
Daddy, where's Mama?
Alright. Got that all back on. Looking pretty good. Alright guys, it is the next day again. I ended up having to call it for the day yesterday. Ended up getting some work calls and things like that I had to take care of. And once I finally got done with work, I ended up not really doing a whole lot much more. I ended up pulling the boat over here in the driveway, just getting it out of the grass, do some cleaning, that kind of thing. But let me show y'all how the wood turned out in the back. I've got the foot lower now so you can kind of see that swim platform going all the way across the back. Looks pretty good. I like it. And we're gonna keep moving. So this is how that swim platform ended up turning out. I think it looks pretty good. Got this one all done, mounted. Looks really nice. Here's the little swim ladder. I don't really like this ladder that much. I may end up, if we use the boat more than I think we will, buying like one of those really nice telescoping ladders, because this thing's, just one rung. It's kind of hard to get in and out, but it's all good. This one here, this board must have been pretty dry, because it's got some spots where we need to put some more sealant. So we'll do that. But this is what the platform looks like. Pretty happy with how it turned out. It looks really good. I know I probably could have done a better job sanding this down and making it pretty, but I don't know. I'm cool with it. I mean, it kind of gives it character. I mean, it's a 36-year-old boat. And so I think the kind of different colorations and stuff, it looks good. And how this works is when this boat, is in tow, you just lift this up, put it over. That way, your foot can raise all the way up. And then when you get in the water, you raise it all the way down. Grab this, fold it back over. There you go. Got you a little, kind of a neat little platform. So I think it turned out pretty cool. Next thing I want to do real quick is those spots where I put that JB Weld putty on the outside. I've got some sandpaper. I'm going to look at sanding them down. Don't know if I'm going to do them all. I'm probably going to do one spot, see how it looks, because I don't want to mess any other part of the boat up. But I got some sandpaper, so we'll pick a spot, sand on it, kind of see how it's looking, and then kind of determine if we're going to do it everywhere else. Okay, so here's some of these spots right here where we put some of that JB Weld putty, and that stuff is like rock hard now. Got some sandpaper here. I've got some 80 grit we'll try. Got some 180 and some 220. So I don't really know what to do first. We're just gonna wing it. See what this 80 does. It may be too much. All right, guys, I've been going at this spot not long, for about 10 minutes. And that's how it looks now. Looks way better. Way better. It's pretty smooth. It's not perfectly flush, but it's not bad. I got the bottom smooth as well. And it's kind of a tough spot just because this is in the way, but doesn't look bad. Let's go ahead and do the rest of it. All right, I've been going at it, sanding those spots. Not that long, probably like 30 minutes. Honestly, it's about all I'm gonna put in this boat just because it's a 36-year-old boat and it's hotter than the inside of a Hot Pocket out here. So let me show you how it turned out. I spritzed a little water on it, but she's pretty smooth. I'll take it. And then over here, these spots, remember these were already there. I just touched them up, got them sanded down pretty decent. One right here, got it as good as I could. There was some epoxy already right there, that's what that is, but got it pretty decent looking. And then there's these spots that were right here. I got them, I missed a hole, but that's all right. Got that filled, looks pretty good. Then there was a spot down here, somewheres, there it is, right there. I got it pretty smooth. So overall, I think it looks pretty good. Not too bad looking for a 36-year-old boat, I must say. So, got everything kind of mechanically done. Got cleaned it up. I actually washed it last night. Just trying to get my tools and all that stuff out of it. Oh, I forgot to show y'all. I fixed one of the cushions. Y'all saw when I did the walkthrough in the last video, one of the cushions was messed up. Completely forgot. Let me show y'all what that looks like. Before I show y'all that cushion, by the way, just look how clean it is now in here. Pretty darn clean, I must say. Not too bad. Still gotta do the radio. Got the OG radio in there. I just had that sideways so that would maybe dry out a little bit better. But she cleaned up good. Not bad at all. So, let me show y'all this seat. So y'all remember, I showed y'all in the last video, this was all tore up, which I gotta figure out a way to bolt it on, but I redid the plywood on the back. So now, you know, it actually has shape. Looks pretty good, I think. It goes right here. It attaches with them screws, which I have not figured out how to get this off to screw it in. So, for the time being, we're just gonna shove her in there like so, and then put that down. That'll hold it in place. But I got the back of that fixed, which I'm pretty happy about. Turned out good. And here's the front. A little soap in there still from where I washed it, but not bad. Not bad. So, the old boat's looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited on how it's turning out. We got one last thing we got to do. We do have to put the radio in. I was thinking about not putting the radio in until I water test it, but I've come this far. I'm gonna put the radio in it, because if all else fails and the boat don't run and it's a piece of junk, I'll sell it and put in the ad, new radio, and it'll be all right. So we'll put the radio in it. I've got all the gauges working except for the fuel gauge, which I'm not too worried about. The battery voltage gauge, I need to test the alternator and make sure it's actually charging. It shows that it's charging. I mean, it shows that it's putting out like 13 volts, but I haven't actually tested, so I need to do that. But besides that, putting the radio in, we're gonna be water ready. So let's get the radio in and we'll keep going. Pretty crusty. Same thing, pretty crusty. So these are the speakers that we're gonna be replacing those with. Just some pretty standard Pyle boat speakers. These are 4-ohm, 100-watt. For those out there that care about radio technology or whatever, I'm not familiar with it, but it seems to be what everybody was getting. So let's put them in. That one's not too bad. Alright, got the old radio out. It was in this little box. I couldn't get it out from the front, so I unbolted the box. And somebody bolted a board in there holding it down, so that's why I couldn't get it out. So, let's get that old thing out and a new one in. See if I can get these bolts out of here. All right, old radio out. Is there a date on this thing? Made in America. I don't see a date on it. ProSpec, high power. I don't know, it'd been cool if it's a date on it, see if it was original or not. But anyways, kind of cool. Might put it on the wall or something. All right, good opportunity to clean this. Leaves out of it. Clean. Clean enough. All right, let's get our old radio. I mean, new one, excuse me. Pyle. Go with the speakers. Don't know if it's good, bad, or ugly, but it was cheap. And this is a cheap boat. And that's about all the money I wanted to spend. It's got the Bluetooth, so that's all that matters. All right, let's see what it's gonna take to get this back in here. Tell you what, this thing don't weigh nothing compared to that one. This thing's light. Okay. Get it unwrapped. So, it does have a little thing back here. Maybe you can bolt it back to that board so it don't move around. Maybe that's what that's for. So, alright, how's this gonna fit? Okay, it actually fits in the hole pretty good. Well, I said that. Get in your hole. There we go. Shoo-wee! It actually looks not bad. I think I might just take this piece right here and bolt it to the back and call it a day. That is actually not bad. It's got some little tabs here you can bend out. Bend those. That'll help hold it in place. Now, I'll take let's see, where's that bolt that is in the back of this thing? Take this. I bet I can reuse it. Maybe. Can I reuse it? Will that come out? Maybe it won't. Did it come with any hardware, maybe? Maybe. Let's see what all we got. Nope. I think this thing came with any hardware. Maybe we can find a bolt to stick in there. Man, I really wish I could get that out. I don't know how they got that in there. I don't know. Alright, well, let me go see if I can find a bolt real quick, stick in the back, hold that thing in place. And, I don't know, maybe. Do I even need it? You know what? We're just gonna send it. Bend these little tabs. She ain't going nowhere. It'll work. Okay. Now, we'll see about hooking her up. These. Out. So this here is our ignition and everything. Let's see here. So AC is red, power B is yellow. That's why I left all these old wires connected, so I kind of can see what's what on here. So here's the accessory. Alright, so that'll go there. Alright, let me do this. Let me stop. I've got a whole bunch of things where you connect wires. Let me go get them. We'll start hooking some of this stuff up, and we'll make sure it all works, button it up, and then put it back. Alright, got some connectors. Fixing to start hooking all this up, and I will bring y'all back in just a second when I get done hooking it all up. Alright, 4 hours later. That's right, 4 hours. That sun's terrible. Woo. Alright, this radio install was just terrible. Terrible. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ended up having to rip out just about all of the old wiring because I you know, I don't know. I had high hopes. I thought I could just use the old, you know, positive, negative speaker wire. Like, maybe it's good, fingers crossed, maybe it's good. None of it was good. So I've spent the last 4 hours ripping out old wires, putting new wires in, testing things. So radio works now, and sounds not bad. I mean, for a $100 stereo system, it does not sound that bad. Let me let y'all listen to it real quick. Got that YouTube approved music. Not bad. It's pretty loud. Louder than I thought it was gonna be. Be on the lake jamming now. Not bad, not bad. Alright, I gotta figure out how to turn it off. Nope. There we go. Figured it out. So, radio install done. Another cool thing that I got working while I was down there messing with the electricals is, look there, I got a fuel gauge now. Hot dog. Didn't have that before. Volts work, fuel works, RPM already works. I bought the thing to fix the speedo. We'll see if it works. Trim started working. Shoo! We got all of them working now. While I was down there monkeying around with all the wiring, I saw some wires that didn't look so good, so I replaced them as well under the dash. So fingers crossed, all the gauges work properly. They're at least coming on now. So I take that as a win. So that's gonna be it, guys. That is everything done with the boat. We've got mechanical all stuff done. We've got radio in. We've got We've got everything done that needs to be done. So the only thing left is take this thing on a lake. This weekend, the girls and I, we're gonna go on a little trip, hang out with some friends, go out on the lake, and hopefully have some fun. I'll report to y'all and let y'all know how it goes. And if the girls are okay with it, I'll do some filming to show y'all. But that's it. Got it all back running. I'm gonna make some content, hopefully, with this boat over the summer. So stay tuned for more content with the boat. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time.